Hi, this is Jen Kibbee. This is my reflection for Module 3, um, the educational podcast. The podcast that I listened to, I found on TED, and it was The Secret to a Happy Life Lessons from 8 Decades. It was really interesting. They started doing this research in 1938 with individuals and just trying to understand and study um, the connection between having a happy life. Um, and what's really interesting is so they started in 1938, so they were able to study these individuals until, they are in their older years, and then also continuing the study with their children. And so, what this study found is that the happiest and healthiest people are those who have warm connections with others. Um, this is one of the longest running studies of adult life that was ever conducted. Um, and it was just exploring the link between social bonds and quality of life, and thinking about when you come home at night or when you have a stressful situation in your life, do you have anyone to talk to kind of let those frustrations out? Or is that something that you hold on to because you don't have anyone to share that with? And when they talked to these individuals who were now in their later years in life, 80 years old, um, that was the one thing that they talked about was that what they remembered most about their life was having these warm connections with people. It wasn't about how much money they made, how successful they were. It was really all about the relationships, the support, and the love that they had for other people, and just being able to have someone to count on at the end of the day. They actually asked the individuals, if they had a crisis or something happen, they actually had them list who could you call um, to help you if you needed help. And quite a few had multiple people they could write down, but some people actually had no one to list. Um, they had no one that they could rely on if they needed help with a situation. And I think about that even with the kiddos that I work with, and maybe they're not with their bio family right now. Um, and I just think about, do they have that safe place that they feel like they can let go and talk to that person? Or is that what we see every day, is they're just continuing to carry, um, the weight of the world pretty much on their back every day because they're never just able to let that go by visiting with somebody. So that was the podcast that I listened to. It was posted 3 weeks ago and it already has 510,000 views. I would highly recommend it. It brought tears to my eyes, just kind of thinking about those people in my life, and it actually encouraged you right in the middle of the podcast to stop and send a message maybe to somebody that you have a relationship with, but that you haven't talked to in a while, or maybe that you're missing. And so I took the opportunity to send a message to one of my friends who I don't get to see very often, and just sent her a little note that, I love her. And it just felt good to do that, just to reconnect with some people and just for them to know that you're thinking about them. Um, I think technologies like podcasting, blogging, wikis can be used in the classroom. I think certainly for an educational purpose. I think there's so much information out there that can really make a difference to our kiddos. A good way for them to see different perspectives on many different subjects. And then I think also good for them to do some of their own podcasting, maybe about things that they're interested in. Um, my experience working with Prezi. Um, since I'm used to working with PowerPoint, I guess I found it a little bit more challenging, just because it was something new to use. I think for individuals who have never used PowerPoint, it would probably be easier. It seems a lot simpler than PowerPoint is. I think PowerPoint just has so many options that it can just become very confusing and difficult to use. So I thought that Prezi was pretty easy to use. Um, there was just a little bit of a learning curve trying to figure out what different things were compared to um, being used to using PowerPoint, and so knowing what those things are. So that is my reflection for Module C. Thanks.